Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Hello Washington. This is Janine. Tonight, I'm here to talk to you about LifeWise and show you a video. And I'm going to give you some context beforehand, but it's a video of this movie here that they had for a one night only and nationwide presentation. And it's called Off School Property. Now, I want you to look at this and just look at it and see what you feel that graphic signifies when it says reads off school property, solving the separation of church and state. I didn't realize it was a problem that needed to be solved. I thought it was crystal clear. So this movie was broadcast, and some members of our group, along with myself, decided to go and protest it and just let the general public know that, hey, this isn't as clear cut and as great as it seems just because it's affiliated with religion. This has real problems. And so some of them had, Respect Public Education shirts on. Tom Clark was out there with us, which was great. And this is just one of the videos, but I wanted to go through this one with you because especially the older gentlemen that I comment on in the beginning, and I have to apologize. I wore my body camera that day, which was October 23rd, and it just sometimes does not have the best sound. And I moved around a lot, and it was attached to my board that I was wearing, which this gentleman comes up and he takes a picture of the front of my board, and I'm wearing a sign basically that says, help us defeat Christian nationalists, like only you can help us defeat Christian nationalists. And it's a QR code that takes someone to the Respect Public Schools Washington website so people can learn more about LifeWise and this rise of Christian nationalism. So we're standing out there. The old gross man who is he's an anti-abortion protester. He may not have been out to a clinic, but he is the literal, stereotypical man that behaves this way. The way he looks, the way he dresses, the way he attempts to communicate as what he thinks is a human being and a good Christian man. These are the type of men that we see outside of abortion clinics. And in the other gentlemen too, from the standpoint of they're not willing to hear or believe that there's anything wrong with what's going on, even though, as you will hear, the parents that are there are voicing their opinion of why it's problematic. So in the beginning, the good old boy, which I will dub Gordon Jr. because he's very reminiscent of one of our antis that used to come out to the clinic before he got in trouble too many times. So here we go. Let me see. Screen share. So in case some of you aren't hearing very well, he's asking if we were Girl Scouts selling Girl Scout cookies. Because that's what we looked like, was a bunch of Girl Scouts selling Girl Scout cookies out there at 7:30 at night. Typical of the mindset.
But we are protecting our children from organizations taking them out.
Evil.
Evil. That's funny.
Yeah, go ahead. You could have done something like this when you were a child?
Protest? Yeah.
Protest?
Yeah. Love
I
it.
like your camera.
Thank you. I do too.
It must save you.
He says it must save you. In that in their world, in the anti-world, which these people are, they're antis. They're anti-abortion people. They're just tonight the role that they're playing is concerned Christian men wanting to be there for LifeWise. But make no mistake, these are the same people. And so when he says, "Oh, do you think your camera's going to save you?" Do you think that's the first time I've heard a comment like that come out of a man like that, especially doing what I do? Nope, not at all. Happens all the fucking time. Well, it used to happen all the time, I would say, when we used to have a bunch of protesters out there, but we're bigger assholes. And believe it or not, their movement is only alive because of minority rule. The majority of the people do not feel the way these folks do. But unfortunately, society has paid deference to religion and these folks with these mindsets for way too long. So people feel uncomfortable standing up against them and saying, I don't want your bullshit like this anymore. Fuck off. Just being fuck off. You can sit here and say whatever you want, but I'm also going to tell you to go fuck off. Anyhow, continuing on.
It does save me.
Only Jesus saves.
See, did you hear him? These are people that support LifeWise. All of the knowledge of the world doesn't prove nothing. Doesn't prove nothing. And then you have this guy sitting there right next to him who seems like a reasonable person, but isn't giving batshit gorilla face dude a fucking side eye at all about the shit that just came out of his mouth. Nope, that's normal. All the education and evidence of the world, like it doesn't prove nothing. Fuck.
Parents to have the option to do this. It's not like kids are being forced.
No, they absolutely, yeah. After school, at home, on the weekend.
So what you're protesting is the fact that they're doing this during school.
Yes.
Yeah.
It takes tax dollars to do it.
I think it's great if you teach your children after school, at home, on the weekend. I just don't want it during school.
And they're already not getting their state mandated time that they're supposed to have for recess, lunch, physical education.
But it's a choice for the parents.
No, it's not. It's a third party organization that came in from a different state to try to infiltrate our schools and desecularize them.
And when you make it my kid's problem, that's when it crosses.
And we have Jewish students, Muslim students, agnostic students, and atheist students. They're public schools. If you want private schools, you can start a private school. You can send your kids to private schools. We have secular public schools because they're supposed to be an inclusive place for all students.
They are. This doesn't stop what you guys are talking about. I'll investigate this further, but I find no validity.
It's infiltrating.
And this is their typical mindset. And you hear this out of a lot of people. Well, I don't agree. I have to investigate this further, though, but I find no validity in it. He hasn't even looked at anything. And he's already saying what we're saying is bullshit. And that what we're saying is a lie because it doesn't fit with his worldview. It doesn't fit with his narrative, right? Nobody was mean to him. I mean, the old man was disgusting, but it's par for the course for dudes like this. Just wait till you see what comes up. And I will be posting another video too that kind of talks about it goes back into this general situation of why are we allowing this to happen? And it's not as if there aren't options. If LifeWise really wanted to make this happen, now that they have buses, which will be the another LifeWise gal that showed up, her argument was, well, we tried it with the Good News Clubs, but it didn't work because kids left on buses at the end of the day. Well, guess what, baby? You got 2 buses now that you could pick up kids at the end of the day, do class for however long as you want without interfering with the children or the staff's day. And not on the taxpayer dime. So, but of course, there's always a reason. They can always worm their way in.
Though they're using children to indoctrinate other kids, and that's what we don't like.
It's not really our argument, it's their argument. They've said that they're identified the public schools as a mission field and they're trying to desecularize them. So it's not even our argument. We're just communicating to people what they've said.
That's a misrepresentation.
Is it really a misrepresentation though, sir? Remember at the beginning when I posted the snapshot of the off-school property? The whole goal, if you watch anything about what they talk about it or anything from Catherine Stewart when she wrote her book, The Good News Club, this is just patterned off of. This is the Child Fellowship or Child Evangelical Fellowship. There's one here in Everett on Walnut. And even though it looks like an old abandoned building, it's still a piece of real estate that's owned by these people. And if you don't think that there's an infiltration in a Washington state community like Everett, Washington, which is more or less a very purple blue city, the problem is here and we can't ignore it anymore. And now it's coming after our kids, for fuck's sake.
No, it's not.
What's the message? Have you watched the trailer for the movie you're about to go watch?
Yeah, I'm here to learn more. I'm here to learn from both sides.
They
So
want
thank you.
You're welcome.
They want to
And I
put
love that we live in a country that you can do this.
For now.
So my child wakes up anxious on LifeWise days because she knows that there are children who are going on some privileged field trip they have an us-them build that they've created. They wear their bright red shirts, and she is not part of that group. Our family is not included in the group that LifeWise is reaching out to.
Sure.
And that is division in the school.
She hasn't. I don't think it's division. I think you can help your children with that.
I actually do.
That's what a parent does. That's their job. That's their job. If these parents that are signing out their children to LifeWise in the middle of the day gave two little fucking shits about their kids learning about Christianity or any other religion, you can go get a book for basically free. You can look the Bible up online. There's literally no reason for this to be occurring other than they're trying to break the public education system. And the Everett School District is so spineless and lacks any sort of real imagination and how to defeat this. It's actually pretty simple. The parental release permission slip procedure and policy was not meant for this to happen. It was meant for when a parent could not pick up a child and that child would be released to somebody else, usually for an appointment or leaving or some kind, not so they can go to another organization in the middle of the day whose goal is to break the public education system. And the Everett School Board's failure to do anything about this is now, here we are, blue state Christian nationalists.
My house.
Thank you guys for sharing.
Yeah.
So this is where so many antis behave this way, especially the men, and especially the men of his demographic. They do super gross and obnoxious things, and they know they're gross. God, so many of them don't take baths. It's not even funny. And he sits here and proceeds to floss his teeth and fart because he's a representation of, you know, what these folks embrace.
It's a weird oral fixation that he seems to have with sticking something in his mouth. You're just so classy. You're just a perfect representation of the men that we don't like to see in public anymore, by the way.
Not to mention a perfect representation of what a Christian should be, because I'm a Christian. And I stand in solidarity with these ladies.
You're an embarrassment, sir. You're an embarrassment.
To whatever you're trying
You guys
to be
are
out
calling
here.
me names. I haven't called
No
anybody.
one's calling you a name.
For the show?
I'm a human being that's just functioning.
You're just being an embarrassment on purpose.
Okay, what goes in my mouth has to come out of me.
Do you already have your ticket for the show? Oh, are you not here for the LifeWise
I
movie?
came over to see what you guys were doing. I think it's
that's
some Girl Scout cookies.
That's probably your target demographic when you go out in public, right, Girl Scouts?
I don't even know what demographic it is.
Of course he doesn't.
I don't have a whole bunch of education.
And you seem
And again, I don't even know what demographic means because Tom called him out on his constant reference of Girl Scout cookies, his constant reference of belittling the women and the folks that were on that sidewalk, you know, just like the antis do. And I really want to drive this point home. If you guys don't like anti-abortion protesters and what they represent, then you sure as fuck shouldn't like LifeWise and what they represent, because they're the same people. They go to the same churches. They follow the same bullshit. They repeat the same bullshit and the same lies. They're the same people. And until we start recognizing that there is no separation between these folks are the same. They're the same risk to our freedoms. But I just love Tom for calling him out.
really proud of that, which is really sad.
LifeWise. It seems that's the perfect low education, low information.
You're criticizing me by whatever you're saying that I don't
What's that?
understand. You here for the movie?
No, we're just here to help parents understand that it's not for the children.
I love it.
Farting does not cause division.
Yeah. So that was one video. I am going to post the others here. One where a woman who comes up in the beginning is a lunch lady, apparently for LifeWise, and she is a former teacher. I want to say she said for the Everett School District, but we'll hear. And then you get to see how her loving Christian husband responds to all of it. And it's just as great as you could imagine. Anyhow, thanks for sticking with me through this, y'all. I hope you enjoy these. And there's going to be a lot more LifeWise talk. And we need a lot more people to understand what the fucking fight and the assignment is here. And it's not to feel uncomfortable and do nothing. It's to stand up and say, we have to draw a line somewhere. And now they're going after our kids. So it can't be allowed. Anyhow, take care, everyone. Have a great Monday night.